Alright, welcome to my channel. I am Firehawk Master Nobi, and today we're going to be finishing the Hunter x Hunter stories. We're going to finish Killua's story, which I think is very, very important. Obviously, Killua is my favorite character. He is also the number one favorite of everyone in Hunter x Hunter because he's such a badass. And you gotta really love him. You gotta really think that he is awesome and amazing and great. So definitely enjoy him. So let's kind of figure out where his story would go. Where would Killua's story finish? We've already talked a little bit about his story, and his story would, kind of cross over a little bit with Gon's story. So that's why I did Gon last week. So that way, when we did Killua, some of the things are kind of together because we've already kind of covered them. So it makes it kind of easier. Obviously, I do enjoy Killua very, very much. Obviously, his birthday is on July 7th, which is a holiday in Japan, the Star Festival. So it is a holiday in Japan. So he's actually a couple months younger than Gon in the storyline. So just an interesting thing there. But I think, like we talked about in Gon's finished story, I think Gon, when he gets Nen back, he's going to end up wanting to travel with Killua and Alika. I think that's going to be part of the story. And then we already talked about how Gon, then his relationship progresses with Alika because he's going to spend time with her. He's going to know her. And so we know that they're going to travel and they're going to do things together. And I think that's just going to be part of kind of the interesting part of his story and where it progresses. And I think that Killua is going to want to make his own family. He's going to want to find his own family. That's why I think Gon marrying his sister is great, because he finally gets the brother he wants, because that's what he's been searching for. A family that is better than what his family is. His family had expectations that he didn't want to be a part of. The expectations from when he was a child to be a great assassin, and that's not what he wants to be a part of. He wanted to make his own life and his own journey and do his own thing. And so I think that's what makes his story interesting and what makes Killua's story interesting. And I think Killua is going to go on and want to make his own story and make his own family. And I think an important part of his own family is going to be Canary. Canary is someone that he has a friendship with, and I think, to me, that friendship is going to obviously progress into something more, because Canary's always been there. He's known her for a long period of time, and what's going to be important to him, and the reason why he'll be attracted to Canary, is because Canary is always great to his little sister, Alika. And that's key, because you have to understand, a lot of people in their when they're looking at someone to be kind of join their families and be attracted to, you want someone that's going to take care of what you love. And Killua loves his little sister, and so her being there always for his little sister is going to mean a lot to him. And so I think that's why he's going to be. Plus, Killua can't just be with anyone. He has to be with someone that can fight, and someone that he can respect. Because he grew up in Assassins, that's not going to change. He's not going to be able to not have respect for someone that can't fight. And so he has a lot of respect for Canary. And Canary is probably one of my favorite, obviously there's not a lot of black characters in anime. There's only a few black characters in anime. And I would say the Canary is probably one of my favorites. I know a lot of people love Killer Bee, and Killer Bee is awesome, but Canary would probably be my favorite just because she is such a badass. She can fight anybody, and you can't cross this line. She held her own, and it didn't matter who she was fighting against. It didn't matter. So that's why I think that their relationship will, progress into something more as they grow older. Obviously, this is a picture of grown up Killua. Obviously there's a lot of jokes about in the Hunter x Hunter universe that Killua grew up to be uh, Kakashi. Killua grew up to be Gojo, which I can understand the similarities to them a little bit, especially Kakashi, because Kakashi does also have a lot of lightning abilities and does stuff with lightning, which kind of makes some sense. That jokingly, and that's why he covers the bottom part of his face so nobody knows that it's Killua, which I think it's interesting. It's definitely funny to me, but a lot of people make those jokes and stuff like that. So, but to see Killua grown up, and obviously Canary grown up, and I think Canary obviously is gonna grow up, and she's gonna be very beautiful, and he's gonna that relationship again is going to progress, and it's gonna they're gonna be together. I think he's gonna want someone else to help protect his sister and be there for his sister as she grows up, and I think that's why he ends up finding her and being around her, and I think Canary joins the ranks of his family, and then it progresses into something more, obviously, where they're in a relationship. I think that's just naturally how it happens. They're going to be in a relationship together, and Killua's going to start his own family. He's going to start his own group of family. Instead of being part of the Zoldyck family, he's gonna sort out people that are strong. We know in the series that in the Dark Continent, when people come and join, Bisky joins as a bodyguard, and they get her to join, and they mention how Bisky was recommended from basically from Killua. That's how they mention Killua's name. That Killua recommended Bisky, and obviously he brought in Melody, who was recommended by Kroptka, but Bisky was recommended by Killua, because Gon, they obviously probably don't have any contact with Gon, but Bisky was recommended by Killua, which I think that means that she's going to have this connection to the family. I think Killua is going to have this family, and his organization, I think, is going to be the opposite of his father's and his family's organization. I think his organization will be more about being defenders, being bodyguards, being protectors of stuff. I think they'll be kind of mercenaries for hire, but they'll be go along with protecting something. And I think that kind of fits too with him being with Canary, because Canary has always been about protecting something. So that will make more sense in his journey, that he'll recruit people to help him and that will work in his family and his organization and be around. And I think Bisky will be around and be part of his organization, his family. I think it will still be a Zoldyck family. He'll have his own branch of his Zoldyck family. I think he'll still use his name, and he'll be known. And so then people will be like, which Zoldyck family? And I think that's what Bisky will be kind of known for, being part of the Zoldyck family. And even though she's not part of that Zoldyck family, she's part of the new Zoldyck family. And I do like Bisky's true form. I do like, for me personally, I am more into a stronger woman, like a masculine girl, someone stronger. Not necessarily, but I do kind of like the both part. But I can find Bisky's true form attractive, because I like that. I do definitely like someone that I feel like can protect me. And so I definitely think that she's very I can relate to Bisky in a sense too, because she very much hates her true form because she feels like it's too manly, and I can definitely relate to that. So that's another reason why I relate to Bisky. But I think Bisky does join the new Zoldyck family, and then obviously gets his little buddy here. I think he becomes part of the family as well, because he's never cared about anybody. No one's ever made him feel important, and it was Killua that made him feel like a friend, had a friend. So I think that's who he's going to hang out with. That's who he's going to be around. And I think he'll become part of the new Zoldyck family um, of protectors. And obviously, they can use him greatly. I mean, he can infiltrate super easily by taking over a body. So it'd be nuts the what he can do. So I think he joins the family as well. So, and I think his little brother is going to be part of his family, because his little brother's goal and the reason why he joined the Phantom Troop is told. He wants to be stronger, but what's his goal? To get his brother back. To get his brother back. Not Illumi. No. Killua. Killua is his older brother, and we know that Killua was a great older sibling because his two younger siblings are super close to him. Alaka and the little brother here, like was it Kolto? I can't remember how to say his name, but anyways, but like he's really close to them, and so I think that obviously, we can see that he wants to be with his siblings. We can see in this picture, the other people the other brothers are in the background. They don't care. They do their own thing. Lumi is always about controlling people, and his other brother is just about what he can get, games and fun and stuff like that, eating stuff. And Killua's always been there for his younger siblings. He's always been a great older brother, and that's why they both want to be with him. And so I think that part of the organization too that he's going to have is that his little brother joins with him. And I think Gon and Alaka will be part of that organization too at times. They'll have their own life apart from the organization, but I think that's kind of where this progresses to. And I think that he will settle down in the same town as Heaven's Arena. Obviously, he has a connection with Heaven's Arena because he fought there at a young age. So he had already spent time there before they went there. Him and Gon went there. He'd already been there before. So, we know that he is great. And I think this would be a great place for him to live. It's in the same place, the same republic as his parents, but it's on the opposite side of the country. So it'll keep him close to that Zoldyck family, but he starts his own, and he gets close to a place that I think it will be something that will appeal to him, being able to practice and do fights in heaven, in Heaven's Arena, being close to the action, but also testing people out, that come up through the ranks, like his kids and stuff that come up through the ranks. He's going to want them to test themselves as well against people there other than the family members. So I think it makes more sense for him to settle down in this town in Heaven's Arena area, and have his own family, and be, like I said, be defenders, be protectors instead of destroying or assassins, to do what he wants to do. And I think it makes more sense for him to be a protector, and like I said, it makes more sense for him to be with Canary. It doesn't make sense for him to be with anybody else but Canary, just because Canary is just as great of a warrior as he is, but she's the opposite of him. He's been always taught to destroy and kill. She's been taught to protect, and I think that's what is going to be great. And it'll be great that when they have future kids together, I think that's going to be amazing and is great. So that's how I want to see the story end, is that basically they do go on and have kids together, and those kids grow up to be part of this new Zoldyck family that is all about protection and protecting and defending, and they're about they'll have bodyguards you can hire them to be your bodyguards. You can hire them to protect property, or to fight against people. They can be kind of their own mercenaries at times too. So I think that's what this new group will be about, and be about protecting instead. Another group will be about knocking people off. that family will still exist. We already talked about that, and I think that Hezekiah and Illumi are the next chapter of that. But then we have this new family with Killua and his younger siblings that is creates something different and better. He and I like that because he basically comes out of a family that has expectations, but he rises through those expectations to be what he truly wants to be. And so that's how I see his story ending. Definitely let me know what you think. If there's something that you would have changed in the storyline, greatly appreciate it. I love Hunter x Hunter, and I've enjoyed trying to finish the stories and do justice to all the stories, because I do want to not be like, I don't know, ruin it in a way, because I do love Hunter x Hunter very much. I appreciate all the people that have done art online. It's greatly appreciated. That makes my job a lot nicer to be able to have pictures to talk when I'm talking about things. But anyways, thank you for joining me, and I will see you next time right here.